So, welcome to the team call, guys. Well done for making it live. And I am so excited today because we're actually going to chat through something which I kind of do like regularly. But I know when I was a newer coach, kind of setting goals and evaluating my last month and working out how to set new goals and how was I going to get there was all honestly a bit of a pain and a bit of a stab in the dark. And it really wasn't until I started properly goal setting and actually looking at where my performance had gone well, where it hadn't, where I could improve, and I really sat down each month to evaluate what had gone well and what hadn't, that I really started to be able to spot those weaknesses and strengths and obviously play on them. And then that's where you become a lot more reliable in terms of your goal setting. And I know for some of you guys, as newer coaches, it can be quite frustrating to set goals and then we set another goal and then we're not quite sure how we're going to get there, and that's really no way to goal set. So hopefully it's going to be a really useful call. And then I thought what we'd do, because it's only going to take me, by the time I've done everything else, about 30 minutes, we'll do a 30-minute power 30. And I know you guys who've been on these calls before, I know you love doing the power 30 on the business activity tracker, and it's really just an opportunity for you guys to see how quickly you can get these income producing activities done if you call yourself out, you get on your mindset and your A game and you set timers. A lot of the time we're procrastinating, we're drifting from one thing to the next, and that really, really hinders our productivity. And that's when people turn around to me and say, it's taking me all day to do my tracker. And I'm like, I just don't understand it. So hopefully it's going to be a really, really productive call for you guys. So I'm just going to share my screen. But before we go into that, I am going to obviously share our wins of the week, our wins of the month, in fact. So let me see if it will actually present. There we go. Okay. So why is that not gone into presentation mode? There we go. Okay. That's weird. I don't know why I've got that great big gap at the bottom, but anyhow, we have. So moving on. So noteworthy items. Hopefully you guys are all blindingly aware of this thing over here on the right. MBF, Muscle Burns Fat, is launching for coaches on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. It is the early purchase window for coaches, which means that we can get our hands on the program on Tuesday and we can start doing it. And I know I've been kind of posting in the team page, posting in quite a lot of places actually, guys, but just really to ensure that if you're intending to do that, that you have got yourself added to my coach test group, where we're really excitingly going to be doing it all together. And I know this time last year was literally like the most fun we had. We were going into the launch of Morning Meltdown, and as a global team, we were all doing it together. And so it was just amazing to be on the same page on the same day with everybody day by day. So we're going to move into Muscle Burns Fat on Tuesday. That's when you can purchase it. If you're not in my test group, please just make sure you get added after the call, because I've done like a video in there to talk about what kind of pack you might need and everything else so that you can get started. Just because I know I've had quite a few questions on this, the bod ropes you are going to purchase on Tuesday, and obviously you won't have them on Tuesday. So unfortunately, it is one of the pitfalls I think they've made, unfortunately, with that program. We're not going to have the bod ropes in time, but I'm sure, knowing kind of postal deliveries, they'll be with us soon enough. And I know they're like, working really hard to get that stock out as quickly as they can so that everybody has those weighted bod ropes. And if you haven't gone into your coach office and looked at the dashboard, the notifications, please make sure that you've got everything down about Coach Summit. I did again do a post in the team page, so make sure you're keeping an eye on the post I put in the team page. I know there's a lot that I post in there, but I post it in there so that you guys have got all of the information. So make sure in your diary you have a once daily check the team page piece. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys work full time, but certainly when I was a new coach working 3 different jobs, I made sure I was going into that team page every day to make sure I wasn't missing anything, to make sure that I was leaning in, to make sure I was congratulating the people who were doing well. Remember, it's your team, not just mine, and it's amazing to have all of that interaction in team page. So do use it to shout your girls out and everything else. Share bits of personal development podcast, but the bit about Coach Summit is in there. But it's also if you go into coach office, in the news feed you'll see all the upcoming news, which is where I get all of this from. So weekly tracker prize. So looking a little bit thinner on the ground this week, guys. And remember, for those of you guys that have been in the team for longer than a month, The only way now that you can get a one-on-one, just purely because I'm going to work with the working and the team is seriously growing, is if you have submitted that business activity tracker in that post, not anywhere else. So please ensure that you're doing that. I'm not going to make time for people who aren't doing it, quite frankly, because I need to see that you guys are doing the work and that you're serious about your business. So Gail, Stephanie, Rebecca, Brittany, Marta, Haley, Tasha, well done. And the winner for this week, I did the dice beforehand, is actually Brittany. So Brittany will be getting £15 of whichever voucher she wants. And I draw that winner every single week. So remember, with this tracker, if you're not seeing success in your business, I can hand on heart say it's because you're not doing your tracker every single week. With you completing your tracker every week, there will become consistency, and with consistency will become success. And that's why it's going to be really good for us to do this Power 30 in seconds, so that we can see just how quickly you can get most of those income producing activities done. So the newest Emerald coach on the team is Cassie. That's one of Paige's coaches. So Paige has been on my team for about a year and a half. Cassie, one of her coaches, has just gone Emerald. So well done, Cassie. We're going to move on. So the closest to Diamond, now we have our Diamond retreat in October, the weekend of the 25th. We have Ginny, who has now got, if you look here, for those of you guys who don't know about Diamond, Ginny has got 4 coaches on each side. She's got half an emerald on one side, so she's an emerald and half an emerald to diamond. She has blown her business up like quicker than I've seen anybody blow their business up. So I'm super excited for her. Lisa, I think, has got 9 coaches and 2 emeralds. It's just the weight and balance of her business, and she's super close. Marty's, she's got 5 coaches. Tasha's got 5. Charlotte, I think, has got 4, but a couple are inactive at the moment, and Zainab is pretty close as well. And remember, moving on to the next slide, if you want to be on that Diamond retreat with us, doesn't matter which country you live in, guys, this is open for all of you. The 23rd to the 25th of October of this year, I'm going to be paying for a wooden retreat with a hot tub. I'm going to be getting all the Prosecco. I'm going to be getting a photographer so we can have professional photos taken with team shirts. And I'll also be getting somebody to come in and do some training. I know Josh Coates has even spoken about traveling to the UK to do that. So it is going to be incredibly exciting. And even if you're not yet even Emerald, I really want you guys to think about this, okay? That Diamond roadmap is 8 coaches and 2 emeralds, okay? And if you're hitting Success Club every single month and you hit Success Club with 3 coaches, guess what? You're going to hit Diamond pretty damn quickly if you're making it your focus. So I really want you guys to think about that. Don't discount it. You will need to be a Diamond rank or higher by the 10th of September. And the Level Up mentorship is starting tomorrow. So I asked you guys that were keen to do that, which is really like the Push for Diamond group, to submit to me your trackers for the week. Can't submit you guys into those groups without having seen 2 weeks worth of completed trackers, because in that Level Up group, I'm giving you guys my time. I'm doing once weekly calls. I'm giving you guys our one-on-ones, and I need to see that you're doing the work on the other side to reciprocate the time that I'm giving you. I need to see vision and goals. So if you haven't yet done that and you are Emerald or above, and you want to be in that group, you're going to need to get that across to me today. I know we've got about 4 or 5 girls already, but I'm not going to drag people along. Okay, so either you submit that stuff to me and you're your own leader and you're going to do that and you're going to send it to me, or otherwise, I'd rather be honest, it's probably not the right time for you. Okay, so moving on, look at this. I am just literally blown away. I have never ever seen our team produce such incredible coaches coming in so quickly. It's honestly amazing. So we've got Joe here, Success Starter Month 1, Zainab, Success Starter Month 1. They both finished the month at Success Club 10. We have Gail at Success Club 8, and Georgia, Success Starter for Month 1. And then we have Haley, who hit Success Starter for Month 2 last month. Charlotte's in Success Club Starter for Month 2 at the moment, as is Shannon, her coach. Becca hit Success Club Starter for Month 2 last month, as did Sam, as did Ginny. So my goodness, it's an exciting month. If these guys hit Success Club this month, which chances are, based on their previous 2 months, they're going to, particularly with the launch of MBF, they are going to get entered into the next test group for the next big program. And I can tell you that the summit week, the virtual summit week, they will announce the new program. And if those guys have hit Success Club, they're going to be doing that with the test group. So they're going to get to do these new programs before anybody else, before me, before anyone. And I cannot tell you how fundamentally that leverages your business. I was in the Morning Meltdown test group last year. And when we launched Morning Meltdown, literally this week last year, I've never seen so much income. Well, I've seen higher income since, but at that time, my income just went through the absolute roof because people had seen me do the entire program. Coaches were asking me what it was like. It was the most incredible experience. We were very closely, in contact with the master trainer. So whoever the new program comes out with, those guys who are success starters are going to be asked for little video logs that then get sent to Beachbody. And I was actually in the infomercial for Morning Meltdown. So I was like the opening person talking about Morning Meltdown when it launched. So you guys who are at Success Club Starter Month 2, you better bet you want to get there because it's just the most incredible experience. And not only that, you're going to get your free summit ticket. So next year, all being well, hopefully you've got a vaccine by then, we're going to be in New Orleans. And those tickets I think they're about $180, $200, £180, and they're going to get their tickets for free. So if you're a newer coach, just get your sights set on that. Just to clarify, that is hitting Success Club 3 months in your first 6 months. And I would say if you can aim to do it like within the 3, that's going to give you a better kind of projection for your business. But I'm just honestly so proud of you guys. It's really, really incredible to see. And this was how we finished June, which I've never seen a board like this. Like it literally took my breath away. It certainly had tears in my eyes when I kind of sat back and looked at this. I started in this business just over 2 years ago, just little me, and look at how and what, this team has produced. I want you guys to think about what you could be capable of doing in 2 years' time if you hold strong to your why and you have a clear vision of where you want to go with this business. This is insane. This is not just me changing your guys' lives here. That's you guys changing other people's lives too. And that's just because I decided to start. So think about how many hundreds of people we're helping in this team just because I decided to start. And that's you in 2 years' time. So for you guys that hit Success Club 5 and above, I am getting your t-shirts. So actually, I'm just getting her to finalize the design right now. Next month, so July, we are going to have tie-dye team shirts. They're going to say hustle and heart, enjoy the journey. I wanted to get tie-dye for this time, but they didn't have them in stock. So they will be the gray. I'm just working on the writing, but as soon as they're ordered, they're going to be out. So hopefully you guys are really excited about that. And then already for July, we have Nisha at Success Club 4. I'm at Success Club 2. Haley's at Success Club 2. She just needs 2 more girls to hit Success Starters. Emma's at 2, and Elfie, Imogen's coach, is at 2. And of course, we've got the MBF launch coming up. So that board is going to blow up on Tuesday. So just make sure you're behind MBF and you know what's going on. So goal setting. Let me just check what we had in here about the chat. How do we send through email? I'm not sure what that was in relation to, Elaine. You might have to just type in there. But goal setting is really, really fundamental. And I know when I was a newer coach, certainly I didn't really goal set. All I did was say, I'm going to hit Success Club. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hit Success Club every month. And honestly, there was one month where I was literally begging my father-in-law to sign up so that I could hit Success Club, because I'll be honest, I didn't know how to goal set. I hadn't goal set. I just been like, well, I'm going to do all I can do, and that's it. I didn't use the tracker, hence why I'm so strict on the tracker. And lo and behold, just scrabbling around at the end of the month for Success Club. So this is where it's really your job to take responsibility. If you've got goals you want to hit, guys, you need to do more than just write them down. You need to actually go through a process that is going to hold you to account. And I can promise you guys that you'll thank me later for this. So I want you to sit down and do this 30 minutes tonight. Okay, promise me you'll do it. The only person you're going to let down is yourself if you don't do it. Is review last month. What went well? Are you a newer coach? Did you really do well in reaching out to your cold market? Did you not reach out to your warm market? Whatever it might be, sit down, look at the action you took. Did you submit your tracker? Did you do your tracker every day? Even as a newer coach, I want to get you guys into doing that tracker as quickly as you can, purely because I want you to see success as quickly as you can. Yeah, this is a fun business. It's all about enjoying the journey, but it's going to be hard to enjoy the journey as a coach if we're not seeing success, and we won't see success unless we're completing that business activity tracker. So review it. How many invites did you do? Okay. How many connections were you making a day? And how many people did you help? Okay. And if you look at that and you say to yourself, right, okay, I look at last month and I didn't help enough people. Okay, then you need to look at the top of that funnel. Okay, it is a funnel. The top of that funnel is building connections. If you're following 20 people a day and you didn't hit your target, I'd double it to follow 40 a day, because lo and behold, you're going to have double the number of people to invites And if all things being equal, you're going to have double the number of people to enroll, as long as you're moving through that tracker. If you're not sure how many people you invited or how many connections you're doing a day, then look at that. Okay, guys, the sooner that you put a number on what you're doing every day and you hold yourself to account and you know what your numbers are, the sooner you have a business. And for ages, again, like as a new coach, I never tracked it. I just was like, oh, followed up. I've done my follow-ups. I didn't know how many I'd done. And now I cannot tell you how anal I am about making sure that I know how many people I followed up with each day. For me, and you guys don't need to compare, but I have a goal of 100 follow-ups a day, right? If I haven't done 100 follow-ups, I've not hit my target. I know I'm not going to get on my numbers, because it is a numbers game insofar as conversion, the number of new conversations we make, the number of new connections we make. So if you're not tracking that, you can't then review last month, because you don't know how many connections you've made or how many invites you've been making each day. So I'm going to just share what I do, and I've shared this with you guys before. I literally just get one of these, right? And I write the date at the top of the page. And every day I write down the Instagram handles of people that followed me, any new person that's liked my stuff or watched my stories. I've got their names. I send them an initial message, so I know how many new connections I've made, because I just go to the date and I can be like, right, okay, I made 30 connections today. And then when I go to invite them, I'm just going back to the previous day. I'm always inviting people the next day. So that's my invites, okay? So I can know pretty easily how many people I've invited. I also just want to share that I've got this book, Rise Up, and at the bottom of each day, it tells you to track your business and customer invites. So I can look at that at a glance and work out how many invites I've been doing a day. It doesn't need to take you long. Like, I literally just get pen, and if I'm doing like follow-ups, I'll just do a line for each follow-up, and then at the end of the day, I just count them up and I'm like, okay, cool. So really think about that. And if you don't know what your numbers are, then this month probably you're just going to track what your numbers are, yeah, and you're going to see what that conversion is, and you're going to know where to go next month. And again, like, don't compare your numbers to other people. I don't want you guys to go, oh my goodness, well, I need to do 100 follow-ups, because clearly that's not realistic for pretty much any of you right now. Obviously I lead the team, this is my full-time jam, you know, and I appreciate it. It's not for most of you guys yet. So what worked well, what didn't work well? Where do you need to improve? As I said, like, is it the fat? Is it your mindset? It might be something that's not measurable. Okay. It might be something like, I felt all off this last month. Okay. Why did you feel all off? It's your mindset. What personal development were you listening to? Guys, if you're listening to a book and you're literally like, I feel like SHIT, it's not your book. And I just want to say, like, that's really key. Just because a book is my book or Charlotte's book, it doesn't mean it's going to be your book. And I think that's where sometimes we can be like, oh, that person's loving that book, so I'm going to listen to that book. And then you listen to it and you're like, oh, this is a crock of SHIT, right? So just think about that. Like, are you loving your personal development? Do you like a personal development book that you connect with, you should know about? Like, you'd be like, yes, damn, I love this. It's so good. Like, I've gone back to listening to Grant Cardone, who is like totally taste. He's like, be obsessed or be average. He's basically like, go all out and smash it unashamedly. Just go for it. Be obsessed with what you do or be average. That's very choice for you. Like, I'm that kind of person, so I love it. Some people hate it because he's really like, just go for it. They don't like it. So just think about that. You want to have personal development that literally gets you fired up, right? You want to be fired up every day. And if that personal development isn't firing you up, let me know. I can give you some recommendations. You could even throw it out on the team page. Guys, I'm actually really stumped on personal development. This is my struggle. Like, if you've got a place in your mindset that you struggle with, like you're worried about your self-belief, there'll be certain personal development books that can be better for you than others. So it depends on where your weak spot is. Like, worrying about what others think could be another book. And have you got a training need? Okay. And if you've got a training need, please tell me. If there's something like, this is what I would love for you guys to do. If there's something that you feel like you're really missing in terms of your total piece to smash your coaching, and it's something that I can train you guys on, that I can lead a call on, please, in fact, please all message me after this, because I want to ensure that with these team calls that I'm filling and plugging those gaps where you have the biggest needs. That for me is, you know, I want to listen to what you guys have to say so that I can train you guys on it. But what I will say is, when I was a new coach, I think most of you guys know, I was in an American team. I still am. My upline is still American. And the calls were usually 8 hours behind me. So usually at 1 a.m., right? And I could rarely get on the calls. I think I got on a couple because I was super keen. but if I had a training need, I damn well went out there and found it. And the moment you become resourceful and you become your own leader and you go, do you know what? I'm not going to ask Izzy what that is. I'm going to go out and see if I can find a training for it first. I'll go into Coach Office. I'll look for the training. I might go to the Beachbody Champions page, which is another great place to look for trainings on like a training gap. Or you could YouTube it with a top coach's name. That's what I did. And did you achieve your goal for the month? And where did you fall short? And why did you fall short? Did something in your life happen? Did you let something in your life take over your business? Which is something that, again, when we're newer and we haven't seen that much success yet, and we're actually not feeling the benefits financially, which is, again, I've shared that in the team page. You know, to start with, you guys are going to be building, and you're going to build slow to start with. And that's the tough thing with this business sometimes. But if you stay consistent and you trust the process, and you believe in it, I promise you the rest will follow. And like, I've stunned myself with that income, but it hasn't happened overnight. It's suddenly started to double, but it has just been consistency for 2 years, right? So if you didn't achieve your goal, where did you fall short? Was it your mindset? And that, again, as I said, like, can be the biggest struggle. That's why I always say, like, if you're going to skip your workout or your personal development, for goodness sake, skip your workout. Your personal development, your mindset is 95% of your success, okay? But please make sure that you do this task after the call. I can promise you it's so beneficial, because you might not even realize where the gaps are in your month from last month, and you might be saying, I don't know, like, I don't know what I did wrong. Well, if we haven't physically sat down to look at it and given ourselves that brain space to just write creatively, or, you know, just get pen to paper. It's like mindset blocks, pen to paper. We often find stuff out we didn't even know was there. This is super important if you're serious about your business. So moving forwards into the new month. So then obviously once you've evaluated the last month, you can move forward. You know, if you're a new coach, it might be, I didn't hit Success Club. Okay, what didn't I do? Was I too scared to approach other people? Okay, I've got fear. So I need to do more personal development around fear. And then I need to like really tackle that list of 100 and go for it. But what are you going to implement this month to achieve your goal? Is it that you need to be more disciplined with your time? And I suspect that probably all of us, me included, that's always going to be something we need to do, right? I was setting timers earlier on the tasks on my back, just because I was coming back to basics. And again, I always stagger myself when I do that. So if that's something that you need to just readdress the balance with tomorrow to show yourself how quickly you can get those tasks done when you put yourself on a timer, do it, because I promise you, you'll absolutely stagger yourself. And does your level of output match the goal based on last month's outcome, right? So if you're going to put in the same action month on month and expect a different result, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get a different result, okay? So if you want to go next level and you want to, I don't know, do double the numbers, double the Success Club, or you want to, I don't know, be doubly confident, however you'd measure that, you need to double your personal development, or you need to double your invites, you need to double your connections. And then you need to, if you're working full time, which certainly I was when I started, you need to look at where you're going to create that new time, okay? And really work that out, okay? So lock in your daily diary to achieve the objective, okay? So look at your diary, and I know, you know, we've got all manner of different people in here. We've got mums who are stay at home, we've got people working full time, we've got teachers, we've got people who are working part-time and then at home with their kids. You will know where in your daily diary you can achieve those objectives. And I know for me, when I started, I had Arthur in nursery just 2 mornings a week. I was teaching like 9 or 10 classes and 8 PTs, and I was looking after Arthur full time. And so every single day was completely different, but you better bet I was going to get those time blocks sorted. So I would just work out where in my day that would go. And I didn't actually have a planner at that stage. I would just write it into my calendar, my tiny little paper calendar. I still had an idea of where I was going to get that stuff done. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. It's my favorite quote. I think you guys say that. Where do you want to finish the year, right? That's kind of scary, isn't it, for me to say that? And I know if you guys are brand new, it's like, okay, cool, well, I've only been doing this a month. Well, it's probably going to be less relevant, but still, where do you want to finish the year? Where would you like to finish? Do you want to be a diamond coach? Do you want to be a 1-star diamond coach? You know, is it an income goal that you've got? And what kind of action is it going to take consistently to be at that goal point at the end of the year? And I'll say, like, if you're going for 1-star diamond, and I'm going to share it on the next slide, you're going to get recognized on the stage at Summit. You'll have 20,000 people clapping you on. I walked onto Summit with this flag. I was with Mackenzie, my coach, because we went 3-star at the same time. And I literally like bawled my eyes out. Having 20,000 people clap you onto the stage and walk across and shake Carl Deichler's hand, and all of the like corporate guys and everyone's clapping you. It's the most emotional thing. But if you want to lock in a star diamond goal to get that recognition at Summit, you have to lock it in. So, you know, maybe that's your goal. And if you've got a rank goal, again, if you're brand new, you might not have a rank goal and you might be like, Izzy, I'm not sure what to set, in which case we can always have that conversation, guys. You newer guys that don't want to like, you know, overwhelm you, that's for sure. And again, what additional training do you need? What additional training do you feel you need? And please feed that back to me. I really like, I want to help you guys see success. That's all I want. Like, I will do whatever it takes to help you guys see success. So if there's an additional training need that you can see that hasn't been covered in a team call, please drop me a message, because I will always, you know, for me, like, I'm trying to get the groundings of what the team needs, but I'm doing that like sensed on what I sense, right? But you guys might feel you have a particular lack for something that I might not have spotted. Okay, so definitely it's a team effort. And your vision, and I know I covered this in a team call probably about 3-4 weeks ago, but this is really fundamental, guys, because if you're sitting down to write down your goals and you're finding it really like you're not motivated, you're finding it really boring, you're actually looking at the tracker and thinking, why the F would I do this? I can tell you now, it's because your vision isn't clear. And I've had periods of my business where I've had that, and I want to be perfectly honest about it. And that's why I hark this home, because I don't allow myself to not have a clear vision now. That's why I'm really motivated. That's why I get up in the morning at 5:10. That's why I'm always showing up, because I'm tweaking my vision board every month. Like, does this vision fit with where I am right now? Or has it changed? And I'll switch out pictures and I have it on my dashboard on my computer. And your vision, if we have team preferences for exercise gear and supplies, you mean like the makes of team gear? That's what you mean. And then like the new leaders conference, this is huge. The new leaders conference. Oh my goodness, guys. Any of you guys that are approaching diamond, I think you all know about it. This is something that somebody's not even approaching diamond could make. If you hit 1-star diamond, so that's you going diamond, and then you have someone in your downline go diamond by the end of the year, i.e. that person in your downline who's going to go diamond needs to be diamond 6 weeks before the end of the year, which makes it the middle of November to qualify, because they've got to hold it for 6 weeks. If you finish this year as an official 1-star, you are going to go to the new leaders conference in Vegas in February next year, which is insane. And my husband's business center is going to be at that point, and I will definitely be coming out, and I will definitely be celebrating anybody that's there. Okay, so get that on your board. Hopefully that's a pretty cool vision for you guys. And then Summit New Orleans, that could be something you put on your vision board. I put all the business ones on there. Like I have moving house, new build house, Maryland home, Barbados holiday that I'm going to pay for us, you know, just things like that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be all business. In fact, it shouldn't be, because it's blimmin' boring. It's probably not going to motivate you that much to have all business goals on there. The diamond retreat, of course, you want to be a diamond by the 10th of September. If you're going to come on that. And that's it for the goal setting piece. So what we're going to do now, unless anyone's got any other questions, I saw some. Tasha, what were you saying about the preferences for exercise gear? I'm not sure what you meant. Maybe just say.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just meant like I've noticed as we go through these programs, like I'm physiologically changing. A lot of my gear doesn't fit, and I need new things. I've looked in the Beachbody queue, and they're not offering some of like leggings and tight, you know, like tops and things.
Yeah.
I'm just you guys are using. I had tried another company, and then because of COVID, things got shipped back to them. So I'm just wondering if we could if people would just share what they're currently wearing.
Yeah, if they want to just type it in, yeah, definitely go for it. I like Lululemon, Sweaty Betty, Gymshark. I go to ASOS, but that's a UK site. I saw it first. That's super cheap, but actually I love it. It just depends what kind of fitting clothes you're looking for. Okay, cool. You've got a few ideas in there. So what we're going to do is a power 30. This is going to be a really productive 30 minutes. Please like tap in and do this stuff, because what you're going to find if you tap in and do this stuff as we go is you're going to be like, oh wow, I can't believe how quickly I can get the income producing activities done on this tracker. Okay, so I've got this tracker. You might be doing it on the SC BAT app. We've got more comments, might be about clothes, but let's just have a look. Okay, cool. We've just got, okay, cool. So what we're going to do is obviously work out and drink Shakeology, which is number one, be proof the products work. That's not going to be part of your Power 30, right? Initiate connections and followers is going to be part of the Power 30. So we're literally going to spend 6 minutes doing this, okay? So I'm just going to explain how you're going to do it. This is how Coach Jace does it. And got quite a shorthand way of explaining how you do it. So you're going to go into an Instagram profile that you like, that is your kind of profile, not because you're Beachbody, but because it's your kind of girl, okay? Or your kind of whatever. It might be a fashion brand, or it might be, I don't know, it might be like a mum's club. It might just be that you're, you know, whatever it is you're into, go and find that profile. Hopefully you guys know what kind of profile that is, or you've got a set profile that you generally go to. If you do this a lot, you probably do. You're going to go into that profile, okay? And then you're going to like a couple of the pictures, and don't just like all of them, because certainly, I don't know whether you guys have been on the receiving end of that, but if someone likes like 15 photos of mine, usually I block them because it just makes me so annoyed that they've just gone into my Instagram and just suddenly like 15 photos. I find it really annoying. But just go in and like 2 or 3 photos, but like genuinely ones that you like the look of, and write a genuine comment on one of their posts, okay? The reason why you're going to do that is because you're then going to go into their follower list. And obviously, if you're going to go and follow their followers, what the followers are going to do is probably see in that profile that you've commented or you've liked something, and that's going to give you credibility, okay? So that's why that first part's really key. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to go into their follower list, and you're literally going to follow, because I know we've got people with newer accounts in here and we're only doing 6 minutes. You're going to follow 20 to 30 people, okay? And then you're going to go into 10 of those profiles and write 10 different comments. So you're not going to write 10 comments on one profile. You're going to go into 10 of those profiles you followed in that person's followers list and comment on them. And then once you've done that, you're going to come out of that profile and go into your main feed and like 20 photos, okay? So 3, 2, 1, off we go. And if anyone's got any questions, just ask.
Izzy?
Oh, yeah.
Izzy, can you hear me? The
Yeah.
last part, so you said follow 20 to 30 people, go into 10 of their profiles and comment on their pictures.
Yeah.
And then you said, come out.
Then
Sorry?
come out and just go into your main feed. Yeah, and you're going to scroll down, just going to
My
like
main,
photos.
go into my main feed and scroll down and like
20 photos.
they've put
Just 20.
20
yeah,
photos.
they're not promoted ones. Yeah.
Well, you want me to do that now?
Yeah, we're doing that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got 3 more minutes, guys. So you're halfway through that time. Two more minutes. Okay, 30 seconds to go. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so hopefully you guys found that you actually got that done pretty quickly. So yeah, if you've got any comments, just comment. So what we're going to do now, we were in section 2, like the main bulk of the tracker, okay, in the middle piece. So the do a social media post, that one I'm not going to include as an income producing activity and a power 30, because that one is one, like often, like, I don't know if you're like me, like I might think of something in the shower and I'll come out and I'll type it down. Like it's not generally something I sit down and I do. Like I often find like when I'm on a walk, I'll like something will come to me and then I'll start writing like stuff and then I'll find a picture. So yeah. So what we're going to do is move into the main bulk. Obviously the stories, the IG stories, that's not going to be part of your power 30. That's going to be just as and when you go through your day. Like I'm like, oh, you know, yesterday I was at my dad's and I just, you know, grabbed a shot here and there and put it in my stories. Yeah, that's not part of the power 30. The next part that is part of the power 30 that we're going to do is responding to all new likes, comments and views. And I know if we, you know, we've got some more seasoned coaches on here who have their own process with that and they're down pat with it, but we've got newer coaches. So I'm just going to share what I do. I think you guys know for the most part what I do, but the, you know, the strategy is super simple. You know, anything that you keep simple in your business is, if it works, it's going to be successful. The more complicated we make it, the more different like ways that we can start a conversation, the harder it gets for us. Okay, so whether or not somebody's liked my post or commented, or it's a new viewer or it's a new follower, they are going to get a message from me and it's going to say one of two things. It's either going to say, hey, there's always their name, thanks so much for liking my post, following me, or watching my stories. Yeah, it's going to be one of those 3 things. I love your page, or your kid's so cute, or love your dog, what breed is it? Are you on a fitness journey too? If it's obvious they're not. If it's obvious they are on a fitness journey, I'm going to ask them how long they've been on their fitness journey. And then I just sign it off with my name and my little yellow heart, which is what I use. So think about like what you would want to put. I advise you to do that mainly because you know, if you're going to start talking about fitness, people are not going to then be that surprised or like, why is this girl starting a conversation with me, when you then send them an invite about a boot camp or the coaching opportunity, because they know you're interested in fitness, right? Those people that aren't interested in fitness, you're probably not getting much a response out of. So you're going to know those people who are into fitness or certainly interested in it, because they're going to reply. So that's the first bit. So you can go into your story watches first, or you can go into your previously liked post, or you can just go into your follower list. And in your follower list, the people following you, the ones at the top are always the most recent ones. So I always do that strategically. I do one section at a time, obviously, because if it's followers, I can copy and paste a message and send it. And if it's likers, I can copy, you know, so you want to choose one of those buckets. Okay. You might have time to do two. And we're just going to do 6 minutes on this task. Okay. So it might be that you've already done this today or you've done part of it, but just go to that part that works. So hopefully that's all clear. I'll type out the message in the chat box. Okay. 3, 2, 1, off we go. And if you've got any questions, just
Izzy, you just cut out then, so I missed that section. What you just said. I heard what you said about the followers. You go into the most recent followers, and you message them. I heard that bit.
Yeah. So you go in, you either followers, likers, or story watchers. You go, hey, whatever their name is, thank you so much for liking my recent post, following me, or watching my stories. I really appreciate it. I love your page. Or give it, so it's comment, compliment, question. So compliment them on something. You can say I love your page. You can say like your kid's cute, and then ask them a question. The question is always related to fitness. That's my personal view, that it should be, because then it's not a surprise when we invite them to something fitness related. So are you on a fitness journey too, if it's obvious they're not? And how long have you been on your fitness journey, if it's obvious they're on a fitness journey? Okay. Oh, thanks, Marty. I was literally just typing that out. You done it for me. Thanks. Just got 3 more minutes. Hopefully you guys are able to work through that quite quickly. Okay, a minute and a half left now, guys. Okay, 20 seconds. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're now going to move on to invites, and this, like, I don't know whether anybody else feels the same, but certainly the invites of my whole day is the thing that's the absolute quickest. Takes me about 10 minutes to send about 30 invites. Okay, my strategy with my invites is that either I have a boot camp that's coming up, in which case all of my invites are boot camp, or I have a coach sneak peek coming up, in which case all of my invites are coaching. I'm not flitting one between the other because I find it's really convoluted then in the way that I'm messaging in my stories. It's like she's got boot camp, but she's got coaching. It's just all a bit confusing. And I find it's just much more cut and dry. It's much clearer for me in terms of my time management. I'm either sending out coach invites or I'm sending out boot camp invites, and that's it. So I have a template boot camp invite and I have a template coach invite. What I'm going to do is, just because I think a lot of you guys are going to be inviting into boot camps, and I'm going to type my invite in here. What you're going to do is either you're going to go to your page from yesterday and you're going to invite all of those girls, or perhaps you've got people that you've sent that initial message to, you're tracking somewhere else, or maybe you're not, maybe you've not got a tracking system yet, and if you haven't and you're newer, I get it, but I encourage you to get a tracking system as soon as you can and go in and invite those people, okay? And you're going to, essentially it'll be copy and paste, and you're going to just change their names. And I'm going to give you, well, I'm going to type the message out first before you guys. Marty's so fast at typing, I can't quite believe it. So also, okay. So 3, 2. You can also say things like, you might have seen in my stories I'm talking about. If you say, oh, you might have seen in my stories, it's quite a good way to get people to watch your stories who have been watching them. So I will like amend it, but that's kind of the general gist of my invite, okay? So 3, 2, 1. We're just going to do 5 minutes. Off we go. If you've got any questions, just drop them in the chat box. This is also what I tend to put in the invite, guys. Let me just pop this second bit in. Hit return too fast. So the "we are having a lot of fun" whilst gets put in between the sentence that finishes, I thought you might like to learn more, but it is sent off before I'd had the chance to put that middle bit in. So, hey, I actually want to drop you a message because I'm about to launch my July virtual gym and I thought you might like to learn more. We're having a lot of fun whilst getting in amazing shape with abundant healthy eating and mindset tips too. So I wanted to extend the invite. If I sent you more details, would you like to have a look? No worries if not. So what I try to do is just do a brief summary of what I'm doing. So for me, like I do like mindset tips and we do like mindset work in my bootcamp. So that's why I've included that. You might be doing like 10 rounds or you might be talking about the jump ropes, just a little snippet of what it's about. And then the next question is what tends to work quite well in terms of the format of my invites. There's also scripts in the team page in the file section, guys, if you want to go and have a look on there too. Okay, going to give it 30 more seconds. Okay, we'll stop there. So basically, hopefully you guys see that the only thing in terms of income producing activities that we haven't managed to get to is the follow-ups, okay? And the follow-ups is probably going to be people who are either in your inbox. If you haven't started tracking, it's going to be in your Streak or your Teamsy or your Excel. I would advise those of you guys that are newer to get into an online tracking system as soon as possible. I can promise you that was one of the biggest pitfalls I made as a newer coach. And your follow-ups, like for you guys, should probably take you about, it depends how many you've got, how long you've been in the business, probably about half an hour if you've been in the business for some time. But for newer coaches, about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, particularly if you've got them in kind of funnels and buckets, because you're, again, then sending the same follow-up to the person in that part of the funnel. How many days do you leave it before you follow up? If I send an invite and I don't get a reply, I often leave it a week. If they're watching my stories, yeah, it'd be a week. If I've messaged them before and I've left a week between, then I might leave it 2 weeks. And if after that I don't get a reply, I'll leave it a month. Yeah. But just because I haven't got a reply, if they've seen it, they say it takes like up to 9 times to follow up with somebody before you know they're kind of dead in the water. So you could message them 9 times and they could still be interested. And certainly I've seen that in my business. So that's why having a tracking system is so fundamental. The biggest weakness we have generally as salespeople, if that's what we're going to call ourselves, is that people don't follow up enough. And they're the ones that don't see success because we go, oh, I've already sent them that many messages, I don't want to bother them. And that's where the people that are successful are separated from the people that are not so successful, because they're just more persistent in terms of making sure that they've reached out. Not reaching out every day or once a week, every week for 3 months, that's annoying. But if you've like followed up 1 week, then they don't reply 2 weeks, then leave it a month, then the next month for your next. Like what I tend to do after a certain period is I'll wait to invite them to the next thing that's coming up that they may have expressed an interest to. So i.e. a boot camp, my boot camp has kicked off. So I've put a follow-up date for next month so that when my next bootcamp kicks off, I can go, oh, my next bootcamp's kicking off, it's this, because it's going to be different, it's going to be MBF. So that's kind of how I do it. Yes, I always invite anybody that doesn't reply. Often they'll reply and say, yes, I would love to learn more. So I always invite anybody. Is there a template message link for people that reply? Yes, they'd like to find out more. What would you recommend saying? I've got my virtual gym video, which I've sent to quite a few of you guys. So I would encourage you to do a Zoom recording of, here's the platform, this is what it looks like, here's my bod group, and this is what you get. I can send it to you, Zainab. Now I'll send it to you, because I think most people have got it. If you haven't got it, let me know. Or you can do voice clips, just explaining what it is. So like the platform, what you get in the post, the community, the superfood, and the one-on-one coaching, and then the price at the end. So hold on a second, let me just, I've done that in one of the other Power Hour recordings actually, Zainab, so I can probably just tag you in it. Let me just send you I'm finding the YouTube link, here we go. It's such a shame that off my phone I can't just copy and paste this in. I'll just send it to you now whilst I remember. So yeah, so hopefully that has been, and the video, like I was speaking to Elaine about it actually on our one-on-one the other day. I was just saying, like, watch that video. If you haven't got it, please just message me now and I'll ping it straight out to you. It doesn't matter if you're brand new or more seasoned, really think about doing your own. If you've got a bod group set up and you've got some engagement, there is nothing stopping you absolutely replicating that. And I was saying to Elaine, like, it's all well and good them watching mine, which is great. If you're new, fine. Remember, people are talking to you, not to me. Yeah. Particularly with the bootcamp, if you're running your own bootcamps, there's really, there's really no reason why you shouldn't be recording your own. There really isn't, and it's going to give you more conversion, a higher conversion ratio. Yeah, exactly. It's actually on my list, Elaine. I didn't get to it this weekend because I was at my dad's, but yeah, I hope that's been helpful. And if you guys have got specific questions related to the Power Hour after this, then let me know. Has anyone got any questions? No.